You know, one of those is, man, I've been, like I think I said before, I've been watching a lot of Big Homie CC and other people and just hearing what they have to say. And, you know, one of the things that he was talking about, which was amazing, which, well, caught me off guard. I thought it was amazing, was slave songs. You know, and and who the slaves were actually, you know, praying to, and who the slaves were actually, you know, what their ideology of a higher power was, and you know, higher power entities. And man, I found a clip, you know what I mean, that I want you to play, and it kind of expresses his thoughts on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna play this for you real quick, and then we'll discuss.
All right.
All right.
Here we go. This is just Big Homie CC.
Big Homie CC.
All right, let me see what he's talking about.
All right.
And a fossil record and a historical record. And once I found out that song, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, was the slaves praying and hoping that a UFO would come down and they would take them away from here, that opened up my eyes towards, okay, I gotta look at the world a lot different.
Yeah.
Everything that's being shown to me is not the truth. Manufactured media can control narratives and actually brainwash people, because in North Korea, they use propaganda, television, media to brainwash people. And a guy from the CIA told me that the whole universe is based off sound, light, and frequency.
We can stop it there. Yeah. So that kind of created some buzz, man. That kind of created just a little bit of buzz of, you know, that's a gospel song that we sing in churches to this day. You know what I mean? And yeah, so just thinking about, you know, the slaves back then, you know, actually having that song to a chariot that swings low and takes them away. You know what I mean? That being their God, you know what I mean? Or that being what their actual higher power is, because it's starting to be documented that it was talked about, it was written, it was drone about, you know what I mean? And a lot of these stories, you know what I mean, are coming up, and it's just kind of painting a picture that maybe, you know what I mean, there's more to it than we think, and that, you know what, all these UFO sightings that have been, you know, really taken off since the 1940s, but even before then, you know what I mean? It just goes to show that there have been sightings throughout history of other beings or higher powers that are you know, making contact, embracing human beings, maybe not, whatever the case may be, but that we have knowledge that there are other beings that are, you know, contacting us and have an influence on us, you know what I mean? So, yeah, with that being said, it was just, it was one of those things to think about. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, you know what I mean? Swing low, sweet chariot, coming to take me home. I mean, did they see, you know what I mean, UFOs that were friendly, you know what I mean? That told them, hey, we taking you up out of here. We take you to a better place. I can definitely see, you know what I mean, that being the inspiration, you know, for a song like that. What are your thoughts on that?